This is the unit. These two things together, boy, I'll tell you what, they take your videos to the next level. I highly recommend them. This is not sponsored. I just love flying a drone. As a kid, I loved flying RC planes. Now I have fun with this. All right, so this is the DJI Mini 4 Pro. This is the 4K camera right here that is like on the gimbal right there. It comes with extra propellers and it folds up incredibly small. Just check this out. So you tuck these under, you fold this over, you tuck this under, you fold that over, and it's really, really tiny. And I have a little plastic cover that goes over the lens there. So it's super easy and maneuverable. You can take this on a plane. I read about that. It does. My concern was drones and lithium-ion batteries. This is the actual battery that goes in there. And if you get the kit that comes with 2 extra batteries and a charger, it's really good. So this weighs basically nothing. This is the big battery, so it'll throw it over that weight limitation. The batteries that it comes with are a little bit lighter, a little bit smaller, and they don't have the extended flight time. So you just pop that in, and then you put this on the ground, and there it stays. Now this is the transmitter itself that I highly recommend getting. To turn it on, you just push the button once and then hold it again. These little knobs over here, they come off, and they have a clever little place to put them right in there. So when you pack this thing up, it folds flat into the case, which is really nice. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. You just pop it once and then hold it, and then you'll hear it kick on. Okay. Now, to take flight, you basically just take these 2 joysticks and hold them in. Oh, it's check complete. All right. Yep. Check is complete. Now it's firing up. Can you see that there? And it said take off. I heard it say take off. All right, now you can see it up in the air. So the DJI Mini 4 Pro, I think this thing's great for a few reasons. It's super portable. It's got advanced features, especially the collision mitigation, which I've used a few times. And it's got high quality imaging in a sub 250 gram package. Why does that matter? Weighing less than 250 grams, the Mini 4 Pro, it's exempt from FAA registration for recreational use in the US and faces fewer restrictions in many other countries, so it makes it ideal for travel. It's super small. It comes in this package where you keep the batteries. The one that I bought has 3 different batteries, and you really kind of want to have 3 different batteries. It supports some fancy stuff, 10-bit D-Log. I don't really understand that for color profiles, over 1 billion colors, but it's 4K, 60 frames per second, HDR video, and 48 megapixel raw stills, which is good. I don't really use it for the raw stills, although I guess I could. The big thing for me is the omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. Now, when I was a kid, I used to build RC planes, balsa wood, and I would spend hours, days, weeks building these planes, and then I would go fly them with my RC controller and my servos, and I had a Futaba, old Futaba RC controller, and I used to crash them all the time. It was crazy. And so, you know, with this unit here, this little drone, it's really a quadcopter. It supports 360-degree collision avoidance, which is much better than the Mini Pro 3, which only had collision avoidance in the going forward. So if you're flying in an area where you're flying sideways, then you want to be really, really careful with the Mini 3 Pro. But the Mini 4 Pro, it has omnidirectional, so all four sides, you won't crash into anything. It's really incredible technology for the price point that it's at. It has intelligent flight modes, which you can active track 360 degrees. So basically what you do is you draw a little circle or a little square around the object that you want to track, and then it will track the object as you're on a mountain bike, or you're in a car, or you're out jogging, or you're on a jet ski, or whatever it is. It's super unbelievable. Now, the battery life, they say it offers up to 34 minutes of flight time with the standard battery, or 45 minutes with the Intelligent Flight Battery Plus. The thing about the extra size battery is that then it throws it over the 250 gram weight limit. So be really careful about that. But it is a very long life battery, which is excellent. It's super easy to use for beginners, and it has this little button, return to home. So if you lose sight of it, which is super easy to do because it's tiny, and you don't know where it is and you get disoriented, hit a button and this little thing will fly right back to where it took off, which is incredible. The early models, they started at around $759. I think that the Fly More combo is available for about $1,099. There are all kinds of kits on Amazon. This video is not sponsored in any way. Figure out the best one. There is a DJI store in Manhattan on 5th Avenue that if you want to go and check it out, Best Buy carries these things as well. They're all over the place. But this Mini 4 Pro is something that is really incredible, to have. The battery life, there are a lot more expensive drones out there, and I would say, depending on your needs, you can go get one of those. But it's a very windy day today here on Marco Island, and the stabilization that this uses, it's a combination of the propellers plus also the gimbal on the camera itself. It's super smooth. It's also probably using some kind of software. It's so stable, even in very heavy wind. Now, you can fly this thing really far away from you. So, the question is, how do you see where you're flying? And this unit comes with, you can buy it so you can fly it off your iPhone, but the one that I bought, I have the actual transmitter itself that has an incredible screen. And you can record the drone footage real time as the drone is flying. So if I fly over one of these bayous down here and an alligator jumps out of the water and eats my drone, I'm going to have that footage because it's going to be stored onto my handheld unit. I'll have to go out and buy another drone, so I'm going to be careful with that. But it's a very, very nice package. I highly recommend buying the unit complete with the transmitter itself as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and fly this thing right now and check it out and enjoy the beautiful scenery here on Isle of Capri in Naples, Florida. All right, well listen, now that we've learned all about this DJI 4 Mini Pro, let's go ahead and fly it. We're here on the Isle of Capri, and there's one of our favorite restaurants right over here. We'll take off, we'll go check out the restaurant, and they got amazing carrot cake at this place. Do you remember the name of this restaurant?
Island Gypsy.
Island Gypsy. Oh yeah, check it out on the Isle of Capri. Technically, we're in Naples right now. If, by the way, I was not able to fly, if this were a restricted zone, it wouldn't allow me to take off because the unit itself knows and it has GPS. And so basically, if I were to go over to, let's say, the Marco Island airport, it wouldn't allow me to fly there. So, but here I can fly. So basically, to take it off, I've got the unit on the ground ready to go. I've got the transmitter ready to go. Hold it in, and we're going to take off. Now this time, I'm recording. There's a little button you got to push to record, but all right, there we go. We've taken off. We'll go up a certain height. We can spin it around, and then you can see there's the Island Gypsy Restaurant right over there. And in order to go forward, we'll go ahead and fly right over the Island Gypsy. There's a helicopter over there, so I don't want to crash into him, but cool little restaurant right there, nice spot. All right, and then we'll go ahead and pivot around here. Nice little marina. You can rent boats over here. Isle of Capri Marina, if you want to get a pontoon boat. But let's go ahead and fly. Let's go ahead and fly across. We'll go up a little bit as well, higher. And let's go across. Let me just take a little bit more. We'll go a little bit higher altitude here. Okay. And let's fly across the island. You can see there's lots of nice homes on this island. And on the other side there's the Marco Inlet right over there, which starts the Marco River. And what we're going to do is fly over all these homes. Let me go a little higher here. And across the Marco River, you can see the boats coming up the inlet to go over to Keewaydin. I may fly over to Keewaydin or maybe not, I'm not sure. But let's go over and check out one of my favorite restaurants, the Snook Inn, which is over there. Now keep in mind, it's super windy out today. And even with the wind, this thing's flying really stable, incredibly stable. And so, yeah, what a beautiful thing to be able to, we'll go ahead and look, we'll fly to the left a little bit. I like to pan it relatively slow. If you pan it too fast, it's kind of uncomfortable, but it is recording in 4K. All right, we're going over the last houses now on the Isle of Capri. And then right down here across the Marco River is the Snook Inn. There it is. So great place, great seafood buffet. I think on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. Not cheap, but really, really nice. And we'll come down a little bit altitude-wise. And we'll keep flying over. Well, there it is. There's the Snook Inn. All right, now I can right here, I'm just hovering, and I can go all the way over and pan 300 and however many degrees. I can go 360. So there's the mouth of the island itself. And then over on the right, this is all the Isle of Capri that you're looking at right here. See how beautiful that is? And then let's just go ahead and see what's going on over at Keewaydin. We'll go ahead and fly over to Keewaydin Island. Let me gain a little altitude. I'm up basically 1,000 meters high. I'm sorry, height is 79 meters. We'll go up higher. Okay, and max altitude reached. Oh, I'm at the max altitude now. All right, so let's go ahead and fly over here and check out Keewaydin. Now, Keewaydin is a cool spot. Everybody who has boats or rents boats, they go over to Keewaydin Island, and it is a major party scene over there. Let me bring down the height just a touch. There we go. We're at 116 meters high. So you can see the boats. And basically what happens over at Keewaydin is everybody, they grab a shoreline and they park their boats, just beach them. And then what you can do is, just hang out there for the day. And you can float down the river, walk upstream, float down the river again. And let's just see if we can, boy, is that beautiful. Spectacular. Now we're headed right to Keewaydin. Actually over here to the right just a little bit, I believe. Maybe it's further than I thought. You can see all the boats heading over. Now I'm going to spin it around here. And let me lower it down. You can see Marco Island off in the distance there. But let's go ahead and fly this thing home. You can see the Isle of Capri right over there, which is basically where we're standing right now. And let's go ahead and fly this home. Now, one thing I can do, Kathy, is there's a little button over here, and you just hold that button in.
Return to home.
And it said return to home. And so the unit will now fly right back and land in this exact spot. So we don't have to worry about flying it home. If the battery gets low on the unit, and it will know how far away it is, and it will actually come back before the battery runs out. I don't know what state of charge it leaves it at, maybe not out of spec style at 2% or 1%, but I haven't ever had a situation where the battery will run out. So you can see it's flying back to us. Collision mitigation, though, is incredibly important. Now, I'm not sure if an F-16 came flying by, it would avoid that, but trees or buildings or things like that, it is so incredibly useful to have this. And this thing's what, $1,200, something like that. It's an incredible amount of technology to be able to have in such an affordable package like this. I'm blown away by this technology. Whether you use this as a YouTuber or whether you use this for family vacations, I would say it's incredible. You can hear my transmitter is beeping, which means that it's returning to home right now. There is a feature, I'm not going to demo it today, where you can draw a little with your finger. If, let's say, I see a car over there, I just take my finger and highlight the car, put a little box around it, and then what will happen is when you fly the drone will automatically follow the car or follow your mountain bike or follow you when you're running. And you can put it in different patterns. It'll do like a random pattern, it'll come around. And the reason why it's so important to have 360-degree collision mitigation is because if the drone is, let's say this is you running, you're running this way, and the drone is behind you, as soon as the drone starts coming around this way, now the camera is facing you, and it needs to have side collision mitigation. And then if it goes in front of you and it's shooting you from the front as you're approaching it, it needs to have rear collision mitigation. So I highly recommend the DJI Mini 4 Pro and or DJI 4 Mini Pro because of that collision mitigation, because of the 4K. All right, it's coming in right now. If you look up straight ahead, come off to the side here, honey, so you don't get hit. All right, and you'll be able to see. Here, I'll do this.
Yeah, I don't see it. Oh, there.
Okay, and you can see it's fighting the wind right now. There it comes. And it's going to land right in the same exact spot that it took off from. You can hear my unit beeping and beeping as if it's telling you it's coming home. And there you go. It landed. Well, thanks again for watching another episode of Dave and Kathy Unplugged. Even though Kathy wasn't in this video, she was filming this video. So Kathy, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And yeah, you did a great job. So this is the unit, these two things together, boy, I'll tell you what, they take your videos to the next level. I highly recommend them. This is not sponsored. I just love flying a drone. As a kid, I loved flying RC planes. Now I have fun with this. So anyway, catch you on the next one. Have a great day.